Imagine a league built by the people, for the people. A league dedicated to the economic development of your city. So the question becomes, how good are the 32 teams that play in the minor football league? Well, there's only one way to find out. You have to experience the MFL.
Welcome to another edition of Inside the MFL. I'm your host, Richard Myles Sr., CEO, founder, and chairman of the Minor Football League. And it's a great day out here this Friday. And I want to say to everybody, take this virus seriously. I can't say it enough. This pandemic is for real. Don't get carried away running out there this Labor Day weekend because, we know a lot of people are going to do that. Keep up the social distancing because it's very important. And I want everybody to understand that these things that we have to keep abreast of and do the things we need to do. I know everybody getting cabin fever and stuff, but also remember that it's time to spend some time with your loved ones, because if you don't spend time with them now, when you go back to work and everything go back to the so-called norm, then you'll wish you had spent this time. I'm going to welcome my special guest today, Coach Solomon. I want to bring him on. I'm kind of a big fan of his because he played in the first Super Bowl, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Green Bay Packers, and I want to welcome him. I want to welcome him. Getting a little tongue-tied today for some reason or another. How you doing there, Coach? How's everything?
Great. I'm staying safe and enjoying life. Everything.
Hey, that's the way to do it.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm hanging in there, Coach. I'm hanging in there, and I want people to understand this pandemic is for real, and I want them to do the things that they need to do to keep themselves and their family and loved ones safe. Because, like I say, we don't really know what this virus is. We definitely don't have a cure for it, and we just want people to just take all the precautions and just stay at home and not be misled by running out there because you see other people doing it. Also, I had my I wanted to just go in and dab in before I bring my dance team director on. At Lisa standing by. We'll bring her in 1 second. How you doing, Lisa? Can you hear me?
I hear you. How
you doing?
I'm great.
I'm doing fine. Slide over to your right a little bit more, Lisa. There you go. Coach Solomon, I want you to tell the MFL Nation a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was blessed. I got a chance to play in the very first Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs. And, a lot of people always say back in 1966, if you were from a small black college, you had to be great. But I always say I was surrounded by a lot of great people that put me in the right place. And so, everything I have, I give other people credit. I was with a lot of great teammates who I still stay in touch with, like Bobby Bell, all of those guys I talk to on a regular basis, checking on them, especially with this COVID-19, and I'm just blessed to still be around. I can still get around pretty good. So, I always say that everything I have, somebody help me. So my goal now is to give back to people that I can help.
Right. I know you popped off a little bit, Coach.
So I don't know, somebody trying to call me.
Yeah. But why Coach getting that together briefly? I want to just let my dance team director just pop in here a second while he take care of that. How you doing there?
I'm doing great. We're holding up here in New York City. So still same like you, I think. We're still in the house and getting through this together.
Okay, good. Now I noticed, we did postpone move the start date back to 21, and that's good for us in terms of we want to make sure that the dance team, you and your staff, and getting things together. I think it'd be a little more easier in terms of we don't have to rush to get things going. But tell people a little bit about your background and what we're gonna do as soon as this bandana get out the way with the minor football league.
Actually, maybe it's a blessing in disguise for
Absolutely.
Us some time to catch up, like you said, with family, and just kind of getting back to simpler times, and just, everything is a rat race, but also looking forward to getting ready for the 2021 season, giving our girls and our dancers some more time to get ready, prepare, very excited. I am experienced dancer, professional dancer. I have studied in Manhattan with some amazing choreographers and artists, award-winning choreographers, and had the opportunity to perform professionally as well. When I was done performing and tired of traveling, I opened my own dance studio, and where I ran it for 14 years. And then after 14 years, wanted just to kind of have somewhat of a normal life. Owning a dance studio takes a lot of your time.
Right.
Still love it. So I stayed involved in dance. I work with athletes. I work with dancers privately, coaching them all ages, all levels, to just improve, and working on technique and all.
And I noticed you have been in contact with the new GMs that we have.
Yes, I've been in touch with Pat Freeman. I'm looking forward to meeting all the GMs and connecting with them all. I'm hoping that we can all get together maybe on a Zoom call or something, just like an introduction, and look forward to meeting with them.
Absolutely. What does this mean for young ladies? I mean, the MFL is the laboratory of change, as you know. What do you think this means to a lot of young ladies in terms of getting the opportunity to be on professional dance team? A lot of young ladies try for the NFL dance teams, and that's basically taken up. But with the MFL, I think you would think this would be a brand new opportunity for a lot of these young ladies, wouldn't you say?
Yes, absolutely. And similarly, kind of with the same idea of what you're doing with your athletes, these dancers, it's an opportunity, it's a springboard for them to move forward. Same way, there's only so many slots in the professional field of dance. And yet you have so many amazing, amazing dancers. And, their career should not just end at the end of 18 because they didn't get a casting call. So this is a great opportunity for dancers to get out, get exposure, gain sponsorships, and be seen.
Absolutely. And, I would think, because I remember when we first started the Washington Chiefs minor professional team, we always had the first thing I incorporated was dance team, a dance team. And we had former NFL cheerleaders to head it and stuff. And most of our girls, most of them went on, went to the Ravens, the Redskins, and the Wizards. Our team was that good because we had young ladies that been there and did that. So having you aboard, it just speaks volumes for the MFL and the things that we're trying to do in terms of having a dance team, and you going around the country to these different GMs. Well, we have these franchises that I would think that would mean that would be something big, because it gives you an opportunity that no one is really left behind, because people in other areas of the country get an opportunity to come out for those franchises as well. I mean, what do you say?
Absolutely, I agree 100%. And I'm really excited because we're looking to get a lot of dancers on these teams, because while some may be at the game, we're going to have charities, events going on where we're going to need some of these dancers out there representing the MFL at
Absolutely.
community events and all. So not only dancers, but maybe models who can move and can and maybe do some choreography, because we will have a lot of slots, and we're going to have them working. So they're going to be busy.
Absolutely. And although we having these dancers, we still have young ladies for ambassadors as well. You know, all of them probably won't be on the dance team, but we're gonna need ambassadors for the dance teams as well. And also, as you know, they will be going out doing appearances and stuff like that to just push the MFL brand even more. Tell me, what do you look forward to in terms of we have some extra time now? And I know you're glad about that. I can see that big smile on your face. You know, what does that mean for you in terms of preparing it and getting these dance teams ready? Because you have 16 here, and as you know, the other 16 franchises is going over Africa. So, but right now we're gonna get this right here together. So, what did I say for you? I know you have your work cut out for you, but I know you're looking forward to this challenge.
Yeah. Absolutely. For me, I've been, like I said, I've been in the entertainment business for many years, putting shows together for, so many people and events, auditions. I've been doing casting calls. So for me, this is second nature. I'm really excited. I have a bunch of events that I'm planning for as soon as things start to open up, to start heading to those cities where our 16 teams will be playing and hosting some really fun events to get the girls out there, holding workshops also, because if you're not quite of age to participate yet, you may want to just know what it's all about. So we're just going to get these girls ready and get them hyped up, get them to know the MFL, and just have a great experience.
And in saying that, the MFL, the laboratory of change, and the things that we're incorporating with the MFL. I mean, how you think that resonates with these young ladies, knowing that now it is another alternative and the different things that they can do in terms of being a part of the league?
Right. Yeah. So, if they're out and they've auditioned for certain shows or teams, many of the girls do go out and audition, like you said, for the Wizards and all these different teams. And they only have so many spaces available. So this will keep them conditioned and keep them working and keep them experienced, in the sense that they'll know what to expect once they go back out there and they try again. Also, it gives them an opportunity to be seen, because when you have these casting calls, you have hundreds of girls. I've been there many times. You're typecasted out right away. So we are offering an opportunity for all girls, tall, short, thin, slim. As long as you're able to cut it, we're gonna definitely be considering you.
Yeah. So, and I know also your background is so extensive. Also, won't you give the MFL Nation a little bit about some of the other things you do? Because I know I've been to one of your shows, your bodybuilding competition, and they kind of blew my mind. But won't you let them in on what else you do besides being the dance team director for the minor football league?
Yeah, putting me on the spot.
Absolutely. We do that here.
I'm not big on talking about myself.
Yeah, but that was a nice show.
I'm always doing for others and wanting to build them up. But when I decided to close my dance studio, physically active, always been an athlete my entire life. I just Wanted to make sure that I stay busy, stay physically active. And I'm an athlete, so I love to challenge myself. I'm always challenging myself. And so I just threw myself into a natural bodybuilding competition. Had no clue, and I didn't even work out at a gym at that time, just dancing, and said, I'm just going to give this a try. I knew it was a natural organization, which is something that I believe in. I believe in, treating your body right, staying clean, not having to turn to drugs, especially performance enhancing drugs, because it can mess with your body, has long-term effects. So personally, I just wanted to make sure I competed on a natural level. So I entered my first show, and without a clue of what was going on, I placed third, second, and first, never expecting it, just wanting to get out on stage. Here again, back to the girls. I just love dancing. I love performing. I love being on stage. So I just did it for the love of it, not even expecting to win anything or gain anything from it. But it was nice, to go out there without a trainer, without a gym, without knowing mandatory poses, and being able to place. And shortly after I won my pro status, and I compete in the figure category.
Wow, that's saying a lot. And I have been to one of your shows when you had it here in Washington.
Well, that was my friend Medina's show.
Right.
I was helping her out there. Yes.
Right. And I tell you, it was something different. I've never, been to a women's bodybuilding show. And I mean, it really, I know that takes a lot of commitment and everything from these young ladies individually. And I know the competition was really, really something to see. So I was impressed, and I'm not easy to be impressed by anything, but that was really impressive. And, it seemed like so much work goes into that. And I know y'all was doing a lot of different shows at different parts of the country. So, and I know that takes a lot of time and everything. So I was just wanted to let our MFL Nation know what you do besides this dance team. You do a lot, man. And I know that has to be something else. I guess that's really doing the right thing with your body to build that kind of muscle, I mean, lean muscle, you know what I mean?
Absolutely,
but
yeah.
I was impressed, and was excited and came to it, and I appreciate you inviting us to it because it was nice. But getting back to the MFL, as you know, the MFL, we are laboratory change, bringing people, former players from the field to the front office. Also, we want everybody to understand that we are registering players now. Right now, you can go to our website. MFL is here. You can register now for the combines that's coming up, and also for the dance team. We want people to know you can register now. Also, you can get in contact with us on all the different social media platforms: Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. These are all the different platforms we have that you can get in contact with the MFL and the things that we do. Also, intern, if you young people interested in interning positions, that we have that available as well in all different parts of excuse me, sports, be it marketing, sports management, PR, draft, we looking for a lot of people, give them a lot of opportunity to further their skills in terms of what they're doing. I really need to really get people understanding and what we are doing with the MFL, because we're excited about what we're doing, and as you know, we moving right along. Timing is everything, as you know, and this did us. It's unfortunate some people got sick from this, and you know, they had my condolences and stuff. That's why I tell everybody, be careful, don't be misled and feel that you can run around out there and think things is all well, because it's not. I want people to really take caution on this, because this is it's really dangerous times, and also the norm is gone. I mean, what was the norm before is totally different now. So, and other people, you ever have to reinvent some of the things, reinvent yourself, period, and try to do some other things that that's going to help you in the long run. Because I can assure you that things going to be different. I mean, the way we go about day to day now is going to be different. I mean, it used to be a great thing to just greet somebody with a handshake. I don't know if we could ever get back to shaking hands. I know I'm a little reluctant about doing it when they say it's time to do it, because now in the back of my mind, I'm always be thinking about that. So, you know, it's hopefully we can get back to, you know, some type of norm, because it's never been a norm, but something similar to that, or reevaluate what we're doing as people as a whole now. So I'm just a little concerned about that, and I hope people take that in mind. We're still waiting for the coach to come back on, but you know, and I know you've been doing a lot of things up to now, and I know you can't get started. Fill us in on some of the things you've been doing to keep yourself busy.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, and it's so true. Everything's going to be different. So we, even with things slowly reopening, we have to see how we're going to be holding these new events and when it will happen. But thank goodness there is technology. Thank goodness we have medicine. As you know, I have my own company, LIVFITK. And so what I do is I consult with different businesses. One of them I do work with, and I think you know that I had worked with a lab in the past, doing laboratory testing. And so, you know, now the big thing is going to be testing, athletes, testing, you know, people before they go back to work. And it's going to be constant testing going on to make sure that people are staying healthy. Like you said, it's very important that people don't rush back into everything, go cautiously. You don't want to seem panicked. It's not a matter of being panicked. It's just, we all just realized what we went through having to be home and without work for some time, and we don't want to get back there. So we want to just make sure to do the right thing. You know, it's not a matter of trying to control someone. It's just a matter of being considerate of others.
Right.
Not just about me, you know. It's about everyone. So we all want to get back to where we were. We need to pull through this. We have a lot of people suffering right now. Who financially they've not gotten work, filing for unemployment and still waiting. So, you know, my heart goes out to these people. I'm a firm believer in giving back. So, you know, just helping however possible with deliveries and getting people, you know, things that they need. So, but I've been in since March.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad you are doing things you need to do. You know, we got the coach back here.
Yeah.
You got it together now, huh, Coach? You there, Coach? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Coach. I'm glad to get you back. So finish telling us a little bit about yourself, Coach.
I think it's mute.
Yeah. He's got it's Coach, you got it on mute. You got to unmute it. You know. Okay, take it off mute, Coach, and we're gonna bring, once you get it off there, we'll bring you back. Yes. So tell this on mute. Yeah. So finish what you were saying now.
So yeah, so testing's going to be huge now. So even for the players, it may be something that we'll need to think about for the players and the dancers moving forward. These are all things that are going to have to be worked out. But I'm really excited. I can't wait to hit the cities. Like I said, I'll be hosting a bunch of events so that I'll be in the cities and be able to meet with dancers ahead of time, and meet with the GMs and give them plenty of time to prepare and get ready for the MFL. From the auditions also we'll be getting some dance captains who can oversee while I'm back up north in New York, and I will definitely be following up with them. So it's a great opportunity for these girls.
And it's ironic that you said that because the HBCUs, the historical Black colleges, they all have dance teams, and not saying that other schools don't have them as well, but they're known for their dancers, and I always say it would be a waste for most of these young ladies if they don't get into theater or some kind of dance field. Then it's nothing there for them. So having the MFL having their dance team that's been well known, we're known for our dance teams as well. I think that speaks volume for us and all the things that we're doing with the dance team, because all the things that we have our dance team members doing, like 100 hours of community service, that's something that's a must, and we want to be a part of the community. We have programs that we implement that the young ladies will be a part of, and I know that they'll do really well. And from a previous experience of our dance team, we always did well in the communities, and once you're a part of the community, and these dancers will come from these communities and these cities where the franchise is at, it makes it all more feel a lot better, because now you have young ladies from the different cities that we in being part of these dance teams. So that speaks a volume for us and the things that we're doing and what you're doing with these dance team members.
Yeah, absolutely. And just going back to what you said, it's actually a big thing for the ladies to continue, because if they don't make it into one of the teams that they auditioned for, this is something that they could put on their resume. And when they go back the following year, it'll show that they worked with the MFL, all the hours that they put in, what they've done for the community. These are all things that people want to see on your resume. Also, that you're staying involved. You're still
Absolutely.
Something. There's no gap in your sequence of performing. So if you didn't make it in, this is a great opportunity to continue dancing and have this down on your resume. As a dancer, there's certain things that we do. It's just like a rite of passage in a sense, and it just helps build. It's a building block. It's a building block to get you where you want to go.
And I know, I understand the significance of dance teams because, founding the minor football league, we always had them. So, and they always did really well, and especially for the young ladies that wanted to go to the next level, being the NFL or the NBA. These young ladies was always, they made their way there, and because they would know exactly what these other leagues looking for in terms of, the type of aura, the type of the look, the dance routines and stuff that's needed. So, I'm excited about that, and I look forward to these young ladies being a part of this. So, I get excited about it. So, as you know, you getting ready for it as well. I see we got the coach back here. So
great.
We're gonna get him on, because we're not gonna let you get away, Coach. We got a lot to talk to you about. But okay, Coach, we got you back here, Coach. Can you hear us now, Coach? technology is something, huh?
It's
Okay.
good and it's bad.
I can.
Okay, Coach.
Some bad weather, and I guess that's what's happening. I'm sorry
Don't worry about
that we having a problem, but
y'all jealous.
hey, I promise you, we gonna
do this
We're gonna
thing.
try to do it.
Absolutely.
If not, we'll
Yeah,
do it
absolutely.
again later.
So,
Because I definitely want be on
oh,
the show.
absolutely. Well, this is our show, so tell us about yourself and some of the things.
See, I can't hear a thing. You're breaking up.
Okay, because which y'all bad weather down in Atlanta. Can you hear me now? Weather down there is bad. Okay, can you hear me now, Coach? I can hear you a little bit. If you go ahead and talk, I can hear you.
Well, I started my career with the Kansas City Chiefs, and I was lucky enough to stay in the league, play with Kansas City 4 years, Jet a year, twice, and Cincinnati 1. So I really enjoyed my time in the NFL, and I also feel like the NFL helped me to get where I am today.
Right.
So there's a lot of things the NFL may do that's not right. That's a big organization. But my thing is as a player, I need to do make sure that I do what I can to help young people.
Right. And that's the significance of having you. Tell it. I mean, you went to historical Africa.
What you're doing, I think what you're doing can give a lot of people an opportunity.
So, how do you feel about the MFL?
It's big, but we need somebody to be able to show other talent as an opportunity. So what you're doing, you're giving a lot of people an opportunity.
Right. So, Coach, what do you think about the MFL having a franchise down in Atlanta? Could you hear me, Coach? I know that weather down there bad, but what do you think about the franchise that we have down in Atlanta? Still freezing. Still freezing up a little bit down there. But stay in there with us, Coach. And as you talk and it comes on, at least with the
my mic is
all right.
I can't.
Okay, go ahead. We can hear you. Okay, well, you go ahead and talk. We can hear you. Okay, well, we'll get them back on. But as you were saying, this.
Yeah, so it's a great opportunity for these ladies to continue. And, a big thing with dancers is people don't consider them athletes, but they don't realize the amount of training that goes into it. It's a sport. It's takes a lot of training. You have to have good stamina. There's a lot of people who cannot keep up with a dancer. So they need to get out there and get out on the field and be out there with these players.
Absolutely. Got to be in some shape because they're going to be out there the whole game too. And they're going to be performing on the sidelines and stuff. So if they would have to, and then they would have to do some, get an opportunity to meet and greet the fans as they come in. And after the game and after the game, when the players, after the game, you go to different sponsors, establishments and stuff. The ladies going to be there signing autographs and stuff. So that within itself, it's a lot. And then these young ladies is from the community. That makes it even more significant. So I'm excited about the young ladies being a part of the MFL dance. The MFL being dancers. It's just important to have them, and I understand the significance of it. But it's moving out of that comfort space as far as talk about the dance team. Tell me, what do you see? Tell us some of the things that you like about the minor football league and why you need for it.
Yeah, what I like is that similar to dancers, you have these amazing athletes who are not drafted and are not necessarily able to continue with something that they're passionate about. So the MFL gives the players an opportunity to continue to stay in shape, to stay conditioned, and to work with GMs and coaches and get them ready for pro level. So, and they have the opportunity to be seen. So by playing and staying in the light, you need to stay in the light in order to get recognized. If you take a season off, they wonder, did you throw in the towel? You need to get out there. You need to keep moving. You need to stay involved.
So, and listening to someone with your background and everything, you understand significance even in bodybuilding and dance team, it's always good to have another alternative, and then, we never, the NFL is who they are and who we are. We're not trying to be another NFL. We're the MFL, the minor football league, the only minor league system in the country. Tell our audience and MFL Nation, what is the significance? And I know you answered that somewhat. What is the significance of having a minor league system? And that even goes for the girls and people as a whole, to understand the significance of it.
Yeah, you get to continue to do what you love. When you're passionate about something, you do it because it's something that you need to do. It's almost like being addicted to a drug. If you don't have that thing, you start to get depressed, your mood changes, if you are an athlete, you're forever an athlete. You always will need something to drive you. And so by getting involved with the MFL, whether you're a player or a dancer, it keeps you doing what you enjoy doing. And it gives you opportunities to give back. The communities, the games are priced so fairly that people who necessarily can't go to an NFL game can easily attend an MFL game. Those opportunities, they don't come too often. So, at the same time, you are giving back to your community by giving them a game, by coming out and playing hard, playing as hard as the pros. You have a lot of people who are pro level but never get to be called pro. And it's the same thing with dance and bodybuilding. So, and to share it with the community is huge.
And they also have to understand that, the MFL, it don't matter what, you in school for different majors, opportunities give you all those opportunities, not just playing football, not just about dance team. It's about if you in school and you want to learn to be a agent, marketing, PR. If you want to be in media, broadcast journalism, we have a lot of a plethora of opportunities for these young people to come in here and get on-job training. You got an opportunity, and then later on you have an opportunity to come and work for the MFL. And that's just like players. If you're interested in coaching, you want intern position for coaches. We still interviewing for GMs and stuff. But as you know, you have to be really qualified for it. But we give people an opportunity if it's the right fit for us. And we want, we get all these these resumes and stuff, but we want resumes in the area where the franchises are. We don't want players traveling across the country. You get a chance to stay there. So if you had somebody in your area, like say for Rochester, for instance, and you went to one of them schools upstate New York or something, you don't have to go anywhere. You have a minor professional team right there in Rochester, in Michigan, in Florida. I mean, think about that. You talking about in Atlanta. You think about this, you know, Arkansas, Tennessee, you know, these are places where the North Carolina, South Carolina, these are where some of the franchises are. You know, you're up there in Denver, you know, okay, you're even up there in Nebraska, you got up in Kansas, you know, Washington, D.C., Maryland, even New Mexico, you got franchises in these areas. So therefore, if you went to school there and you want that opportunity, you get a chance to stay home where you're still relevant. You know, you have a lot of guys, you know, like I say, all Americans going to be walking the streets after this, you know, because like I say, it's not that you're not good enough, it's not enough room. And that's how the NFL, you know, the NFL stands for not for long. So giving these young men an opportunity is giving yourself an opportunity to play. And we don't call ourselves a second chance league. This is a first chance league, you know, and it gives you an opportunity to play. And I say this all the time, this is not semi-pro, because there's no such thing as semi-pro, either you're pro or you're not. That was just an ignorant term people use to justify saying football. We are a minor professional developmental league, meaning that we have insurance on the players, we take care of the traveling of the players, we take care of the equipment, these things, the uniform. This is what this league do, okay? We put you on a platform where the NFL can see you play, okay? That might pass you up. We put you on a platform for the CFL to see you, you know, the Canadian Football League. We give you that platform to get an opportunity to play, and for the HBCU schools. You know, this is a great opportunity for y'all as well as all the other schools in the country, but particularly HBCUs, because you've been overlooked for years, and we had a former HBCU player that played in the historical Black College. He played in the first Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs against the Green Bay Packers.
There you go.
Opportunity was given to them because of the merging of the NFL and the AFL. The Lamar Hunt had to go in order to be, you know, to stand up against the NFL and the mighty Green Bay Packers at that time. He had to go to the HBCU schools and get help. See, that's where that's where Otis Taylor and all of them come from. You know, so think about that. That's where he had to go, you know, and he went and got great players. You know, they did not beat the Green Bay Packers that particular Super Bowl, but they came back and they won the Super Bowl. So it goes to show you that's how most of the African Americans was incorporated in the NFL. Most of them. You know, they had some, but what that many until the AFL started and merged with the NFL. Then you had, I mean, the floodgate was open, but since then you've seen the decline of it. And that's because, and the reason that the decline came about, because everybody say what happened to the historical Black school players, that's because the players that played in the NFL and that went to the historical Black college, they know the problem that they had getting an opportunity. So naturally they would send their sons to the big schools to play, because they know their chances are better. Now, leaving the historical Black colleges staggered again. But you got great players in the predominantly Black, historical Black schools, and we just want them to understand that you have an opportunity to play here. And I say it all the time, by no means, we're not the Negro Leagues. That's not what we are. We're the minor football league, the only developmental professional league in the country. And the reason I dwell on talking about the historical Black school, because they get overseen a lot of time, and a lot of them get the attitude that, well, the NFL ain't take me, so I'm not gonna play, or now I'm mad. Why do that to yourself? You know,
exactly. Yeah.
Most players, it takes 5 years to get that out of your system, and now it's no longer that glass ceiling. And that goes for college coaches too. Historical black college coaches stayed longer than they should have stayed because they could not get a job in the National Football League, which we know that they should have had that opportunity. Now they talk about the Rooney Rule, which I was talking about. I've been outspoken about that for years. That didn't make no sense. Well, we're going to interview you. Knowing that you're not going to hire them, why interview somebody when you know you're not going to hire them? Now I heard this foolishness. Well, if you hire an African-American coach, we'll move you up in the draft. Oh, so that's the incentive to take an African-American coach, not because he qualified. I wouldn't hire nobody if they wasn't qualified. Right. But don't put that or that stigma on it, or you getting in if they take you and then we move them up in the draft. That's an insult. And anybody that go along with that should be ashamed of themselves to even entertaining that thought, because that don't make sense. To me, that's an insult. Give me the job because I'm qualified for it. Don't give it to me because because we're going to do this, that'll open the gate for you. No, I've seen so many historical black coaches stay too long. And that's what made me start and found the minor football league, because these are guys who get an opportunity that should have been in the National Football League coaching. And Fritz Parler, when he did that, he started the Negro League. They couldn't take that, because we know, everybody know, in 1945 they didn't want Negro players in the National Football League because they said they were bringing the stock down, which was crazy. But then again, you go back 5 to 6 years later and incorporate African American football players. So I'm not beating no dead horse because you can't tell somebody what to do with their league. All I'm saying to you is I've been an advocate for that for years, but don't take that now, twist it, beat it up, and say, okay, if you hire African American, that's an incentive for to move you up in the draft. That's an insult. Right. That's an insult. And you have sport background and stuff. I mean, just ask you your opinion on that, whether you heard it or not, or what you heard from me, and that's exactly what you're talking about. That really don't make sense.
No, it makes no sense. People, like you said, should be placed if they're qualified for the position. And that's how it is. Unfortunately, it's not just in sports, but even in the workforce, it's the same thing. It's a lot of it is who you know. And like you said, it's not based on your qualifications many times. And with what you're doing and with the MFL, it's giving these players a chance to get out there and show them what they're made of.
We got the coach back. Coach, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you now.
Okay, now I want you to jump into this conversation. I don't know if you heard what I said. I was talking about the Rooney Rule, and I was saying that nonsense. And I'm an advocate. I'm an advocate for that for years. And I said, why the Rooney Rule was really a farce, because you talking about, well, only interview African Americans. That don't make sense. Why do that when you know you're not going to hire, but you get away with it because you say, well, we interviewed them. I said the rule you should hire a certain amount of African American coaches. Okay, now what I've been saying for years, now they say if you hire African American coach, they will move you, then your status in the draft will move up. That's an insult. And I just want to get your take on that, Coach.
Well, first of all, the Rooney Rule was a great rule, but it only worked for the Rooneys because they're the only one did the rule right.
Right. There you go.
All of the other teams use the Rooney Rule for just to say it's in place. The Rooney Rule would have worked if everybody would have did the same thing the Pittsburgh Steelers did, which is, yes, they interviewed the guys they thought they want to hire, and they interviewed the black guy who nobody give a chance, but he out-interviewed everybody and got the job. So the Rooney Rule would have worked, but the other teams felt like this. We don't want to hire him. We know who we want to hire. But see, the problem is the ball players need to make some noise, because what they fail to understand is they might want to coach in a couple of years. And do they think it'll be fair if they don't get an interview? Well, that's what's gonna happen because nobody's speaking up now. But the only way the rule will work, they got to put an independent person to sit in the interviewing rule with the coaches, with the owners, and say, we're gonna look at how each person interviewed and give a grade. See, if you just continue to let the owners, they can always say, well, Myles didn't interview that well. So-and-so interviewed well. Well, that's an excuse. That's how you wanted to hire. But it's an unfair and an injustice, but it's going on in 2020.
Well, I often said you got a person in the Super Bowl, never coached high school, but boys club or college. He's coaching in the Super Bowl as the head coach. You know, that could never happen to people of color. You know what I mean? We've never had that opportunity. So I'm just saying, I mean, you can't tell somebody what to do with their league, but I always say when it comes to African-American coaches, there's always a glass ceiling. Earlier, I was stating, I want to get your input on this too, Coach, that historical African-American coaches in the historical Black schools never got an opportunity to coach in the NFL because it should have been a lot of coaches had an opportunity to go in the NFL. It's a shame that the great Eddie Robinson did not get an opportunity to coach. He was one of the greatest coaches there was in college football, period, at Grambling. Never got an opportunity to coach in the NFL.
Yeah, and there's no way you can tell me that he wasn't qualified because he took guys that nobody knew. And at one time, he probably had as many guys in the pros from Grambling as they had from any school in the country. And so if you say he didn't know what he was doing, I don't understand what you're looking at because I do know he's qualified. But also, at Black schools, predominantly historical Black colleges, they don't have the money to invest in coaches. So all of those coaches are qualified because they got to go out and recruit with limited budgets, and they got to try to get some winners in. So they behind the 8 ball when they start. And the reason I know is because I was the head coach at Morris Brown College. I got a lot of Division I ball players, but I got them because I use a lot of my personal money to recruit with. And you know, it's an unfair thing. And when you look at it, I just can't understand how anybody can look at it and say we on a level playing field when the players don't speak up. See, I just still think, yeah, and I understand that somebody gonna get hurt if you speak up.
Right.
But I always say, if you right, you can speak up. Yeah, you may lose your position, but somebody else gonna benefit down the line, and that's what's gotta happen. The players in the NFL today don't understand the leverage they have.
And we're standing on people's shoulders before us. So why can't we stand on their shoulders? And you're right, a lot of them are afraid to lose their job. And I told everybody, the NFL got 75 years on us. We've been around for 25. You think the NFL, when it first started, wasn't nowhere near as together as the MFL is right now because I tell people that because of the way we run things is different. But I also want to say to you, I was saying on different shows I go on, why historical Black schools don't have their own bowls. And the big white schools, if you win 6 games, you in the bowl. Am I right or wrong, Coach? Think about that.
You're right.
Win 6 games in the bowl. Yeah, so why not take the historical Black? And I told a lot of people, I would even get the money to fund it. Why not have the Martin Luther King Bowl, Marcus Garvey's Bowl, you know, Malcolm X Bowl? Why can't we have these bowls? You know, in coaching college ball, there you can win 7 or 8 games, but if you don't win the conference, you stay home. But why can't we have some bowls of our own? And then take the top Black schools, and then you have a national championship, just like the big white schools do. But see, your people and most of them professors down there at them schools, and you know how they are because I met with all of them. I had a meeting. The MFL met with just about all the HBCU presidents, and I told them, you know, after we met, I said, "Don't y'all tell nobody you didn't know about this." So these are the types of things, and I'm glad I have you here, and yep, they're going to have you on the show more often, Coach. Why is a need? Why do you feel it's a need for minor league football, Coach?
Yeah, you know, Miles, just this past Monday, we lost a legend, Leonard King. And I don't know if you ever heard the Leonard King.
I did.
Leonard King is the guy responsible for doing the combine. That's when the NFL started doing a lot of the combine.
Mm-hmm.
But he never got credit for what he should have got credit for. There was a lot of black guys, including Alfred Jenkins, who would have never gotten into the NFL if it wasn't for Leonard King combine. And so the same thing Leonard King was trying to do way back then, you are doing now. So there's some guys will probably get a chance, but nobody will ever give you the credit later on for what you're doing today.
And you know, I tell people all the time,
that's a tragedy,
right? But it's ironic you said that, because I tell people all I've done is refine what was already been doing. Like I told people all the time. And when they look at this thing, they say, wow. But Fritz Pollard started this thing back in the 1945. Am I right or wrong? He had to start the Negro League. You remember? See, a lot of people don't realize that. They don't even know who Fritz Pollard is. A lot of them don't. Okay? But what I'm doing now is try to get these players to understand that, especially historical black schools and stuff, the MFL is here. You have an opportunity to coach here. You have an opportunity to be, if you're interested in GM position, if you qualify. See, we've been looking, you know, the MFL been looking for people like yourself. And like I said, the concept is so unique. Everybody wonder how even you was amazed yourself for how long we've been around. And you didn't even know about it. You have to look at this thing yourself and say, wow, am I right or wrong? It kind of fooled you, huh?
You're right. And you're right. And when you really look at it, that's why I'm so passionate about telling these players, somebody got to speak up. Somebody got to speak up. There you go. You know, if you got 75 to 80% of the players in the league black, but you don't have general manager, you have less than 1% general manager, head coaches. See, something wrong with that picture. See, if I'm good enough to play, I got to be good enough to see. The other thing is, why do you think most of the African-American ball players feel like they don't get a fair chance? Is because they don't have the representation at the table. Until you speak up, you're not going to ever get it. See, I just believe in doing whatever you want to do to me. I'm going to speak for what I think is the right thing. And if I'm wrong, I'll be the first one to shut up and say, you're right, I was wrong. But I will speak up to the day I die, and I will say this. The NFL have afforded a lot of black guys opportunity, but it's still not doing what it should do to this day. And guys will not speak up. And that's they need to be ashamed of themselves.
And when are we going to get sick and tired of being sick and tired, Coach?
And you know, the sad thing is, and what I will always tell the players is, yeah, you're making money now, but remember, if you want to set a precedent for the future, speak up and call out things that's not right. And I promise you, they will respect you more than they would by you being quiet. Because when you see things wrong, eventually it's going to happen to you.
Yeah. And when you don't say that, that makes it even worse. You know, it makes it even worse.
There you go. Yep.
So just asking you what your experience, the MFL is down in Atlanta. As you know, we have a franchise down there. And having you be a part of this, I am so honored and privileged to have the opportunity to meet you and talk with you and have you a part of this. What do you feel? Because we do forget where we come from when we get in the NFL. And I tell people all the time, the NFL stands for not for long. You know what I mean? Whether you might have money now, but it's staying not for long. I said, you better pay attention to this logo right here because it's staying for money for life if you own one of them. And that's generational wealth that passed down. But what do you say to these people? And then I'm going to have you going all around the country, Coach. I'm going to fly you around the country and talk to these people and tell them we need to stop being consumers. We need to stop that. We're the biggest consumers in America. We have nothing to show for it. $2 trillion go down our hands a year. What do we have, Coach? Nothing. And the ones in position, you know, cabinet, you know.
The other thing is, Myles, and I hear people all the time say, well, who black can afford an NFL team? I promise you, we have some blacks that can afford an NFL team. But when there's 32 people making that decision of who gets in and who gets out, you're not going to get in until somebody say, hey, it's not right, and we need to let them in. And ball players can go and say, we will not play until there's some black owners. And I guarantee you we'll get them. Because they're riding the back of all the black ball players who don't understand how much power they have. And they don't have to be militant in doing it. Just do the right thing. Say the right thing.
And I agree with you, but I'm saying, why even let them have that? You have the MFL here. You have an opportunity to own a professional franchise that's yours. We're way advanced in the NFL world when they started. You know the history of the NFL. They started off with 80-some teams, and they end up finally getting down to 16. For a long time, they went with 10. You know that. So I'm telling people, you know, you have an opportunity to own franchise in the MFL while you have money. And it don't take no lot of money. So saying that you can't, I've been doing this for 25 years. And you know what people told me? I wasn't going to be able to do it. You know, they told me I wasn't going to be able to do this, Coach. And you know, I did it. So them saying that I can't be able to do this, I don't believe it. Look at me. Even you, Coach, you didn't believe it. 25 years, I'm still here. They had the Arena League. They had the Alliance Football League.
Oh, yeah.
But they're gone. I'm still here. And now they want to ask me, what is your secret? You know what I mean? You know, these are the types of things. That's why having you.
That's the part.
Go ahead. I'm listening, Coach.
That's the part people don't understand, Myles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you've been here for that long, and people understand how you survive it. Mm-hmm. But I will say this: when you're doing some things right, you're gonna always survive. It's about right and wrong. Mm-hmm. And if you build a solid foundation, they can say whatever they want. But in the long run, you're gonna win out, and that's why you keep winning. You keep doing what's right.
Well,
it don't take a magician to figure that out, you know. and just like you say, how did you survive? Doing things right.
You know, Coach, the sad part is that we don't understand, as you say, the power that we have. And, you know, it's just an honor to have you on the show, and I look forward to having you on. But then again, we're going to definitely do some collaboration because we do have a franchise down there, as you know. But I want people to understand that, you know, we need to stop thinking that we can't do anything or we need certain people to accomplish everything. I mean, I'm not just me. I'm living proof saying we can do this, you know, strength in numbers. You know what I mean? So I just want people to understand that, you know, come experience what we're doing. Yeah. I want to thank our guests. You know, Lisa, I know you were standing there listening to us. I hope you had a good time.
Oh, yeah, great.
We're going to have the coach back on Wednesday at 5 o'clock because we have to finish this conversation. But Coach, I'm glad to have you on. I look forward to talking with you, and I just want to thank you for coming on today. And you, Liz, I appreciate y'all coming on.
And
what you were saying, Coach?
And I appreciate you, and I hope I will. Anytime you want me to come back on, I want it to be a lot better than what it was today with the mic messing up and all. But
don't worry about you. That's technology.
Come back on anytime.
Oh, absolutely.
Just listen. You know what my thing is. What can we do to grow?
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
Well, absolutely. Thank you for having me on. I'm very excited, and I can't wait to get out there. Everyone keep watching, keep following us, and you'll see how we're going to take over.
Okay, Coach, you want to tell our or listener or how do you get in contact with you? Because you have an MFL address up the wall, but yeah, I can get in contact with you, Coach.
How can she get in contact with me?
How can they get in contact with you? If people want to, I know you're doing a lot of things down there with
you want my contact information?
Yes, sir. You want to tell it?
Okay, they can go to my email, which is SOLBRANNAN, Sol Brannan at bellsouth.net. Or feel free to call me. Area code 446605556. I'll contact you, and you can feel free to put them in touch with me.
Okay, Lisa, I know you want to give them your contact info.
Yes, people can reach me at LIVFITK@gmail.com if there's anyone interested in getting their information and starting to send in headshots and resumes. LIVFITK@gmail.com. That's LIVFITK@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram at LIVFITK, and my website is being redesigned. It'll be livefitk.com. I look forward to hearing from you.
And I want to thank y'all. You've been listening to it. You've been listening to
all right.
Another Inside the MFL. I'm your host, Richard Myles Sr. You can also get in contact with us on our website. MFL is here. We're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Thank you, guys, and we'll look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. Thank you for listening to another edition of Inside the MFL.
Well, thanks so much for having me.
Thank you.